Hello and welcome to this little video of 25 Easter eggs and things you may not have noticed about the case of the Bothersome Books in my latest Sam Spallucci outing, Fury of the Fallen. Now first, please hit that like button, give us a quick subscribe, that way you'll get notifications of all my videos when they come out. And that's normally about one a week or so, not just about my books, but about writing or various bits and pieces. Well worth a subscribe. And also, before I plough straight in, I need to say a quick thank you to all the lovely people who have made this video happen. That's my Patreon book club members and all the members of my Kickstarter who funded for the video. And that includes Gemma Innes, Paul Lewis, Debs McGowan, Rohanna Escuff, Simon Brindley and Lee Hardy. Thank you so very, very much. If you'd like a shout out on my regular Easter egg videos, then why not consider joining my book club? Membership starts at just £1 a month. All proceeds help to finance the publication cost of my books. There will be a link somewhere down below. Number 1. Weddings. Sam's dislike of weddings sort of mirrors mine. I wouldn't say I'm sort of like anti-wedding or anything like that, but like Sam, when I was a kid, I was a member of my church choir and attended far too many weddings, sometimes multiples in one day. It just became incredibly tedious, sitting through the same old, same old. Number 2, funerals. Sam's reference to his Uncle Jimmy's funeral is almost exactly how my own Uncle Jimmy's funeral went down. My mum's family was huge and had massive inter-sibling squabbles. Sam then goes on to talk about his own mum's funeral, which of course was in Shadows of Lancaster. Number 3, Sam's tunnel nightmare. Now this was originally written for Ghostly Guide, but I ended up not needing it as the story panned out differently. I liked the image of Sam up against the bars, so I decided I wanted to keep it. I use it here instead. Number 4, the Potency's dreams. The Potency says that when she has dreams, they're nice ones. Brutal ones, in fact. This is just a quick reminder, although she looks like a child, she is in fact a destructive weapon. Number 5, the Song of the Abyss. The threefold song is something that is continually referenced throughout Sam's stories, normally in dreams, but here it is, the first time I think that it is explicitly referred to as originating from the waters that surround the 3 realms, beyond the heavenly realm, and ours, the physical realm. Number 6, Spliff's sister. Sheila was intended to be the utter opposite of her bohemian brother. I intentionally had her not interact with the other characters, so that the reader felt she had walls of aloofness built up around her. So different to Spliff. Number 7, Asherah. So, here we have the entrance of Asherah. But haven't we already met her a few times before? We have indeed, Shrody. In the case of the fastidious phantom, Sam hears her as he's passed out on the kitchen table as a student. Then, in Ghosts from the Past, Sam hears her siren song, and she comes to taunt him at the end of the book. However, this is the first time we really interact with her. And what does she do? She portrays herself as knowledgeable by talking about ancient funerals. Number 8, Cuthbert. Now, like Stuart in The Fastidious Phantom, Cuthbert is a porter at Loonside University. When I was at Lancaster University back in the 90s, the porters were the quiet lifeblood of the institution. Quietly getting on with their jobs, they knew absolutely everything about everybody. And without them, the place would just have fallen apart. Number 9, Spliss Flat. Nothing has changed there since St Oblob's day, due to university protocol to not interfere with personal belongings. Here, it illustrates just how big a presence Spliff is, and that he's still there in Sam's life, not having moved on, so to speak. Number 10, Dante. Oh, good. Oh, yes, I'm going to like this bit. I know you are, buddy. Yeah, he's your favourite, isn't he? And at the end of the day, he is partially based on this one. So, with Spliff's passing and his sister's complacency, Dante has been left in the flat. Stuart has been checking on him to make sure that he's okay. But, you know, he needs a new home, and there's only really one option: Sam. So, what does Dante do when Sam thinks they're having a tender moment? Bite him, of course. No, I'm sure he was only playing. You just tell yourself that. Just as you do when you chase my ankles up the stair every night. Number 11, Scrotum. In looking for Dante's travel box, Sam discovers numerous other items, one of which is the black porcelain dog that Spliff took to have valued in Ghosts from the Past. As Sam knows, due to the laws of temporal physics, it shouldn't really exist, as Sam eradicated that timeline by sending Wallace beyond. However, here it is, obviously procured by Spliff at another time in his alternate timeline, illustrating that fixed events can be altered. Number 12, Firefly. Sam refers to his phone being deader than a new season of Firefly. This is due to it getting trashed in the climax of Bloodline and the fact that we do need a new season of Firefly. I'll never give up hope. Please. Number 13, the climax of Bloodline. So, talking of the climax of Bloodline, whilst he's waiting for his phone to be fixed, Sam scans a copy of the Lancaster Chronicle and sees that there's no mention of the showdown at Stone Towers. He quite rightly finds it odd that the deaths of so many employees didn't make it into the news. He puts it down to newspaper having come out just after everything went down. But perhaps it's something else. Number 14, Books and Brews. The potted history of bookstores is more or less as Sam tells it. They were edged out by the big boys such as Waterstones, who are now themselves feeling the pinch from Amazon. Also, as he says, folk are starting to get annoyed with dump and run couriers. You know, we've all had things left on our doorstep and it's just like, oh, so frustrating. So, in all the varying doom and gloom we are constantly fed by the media, it is easy to overlook small shoots of growth as independent stores that offer good service and fair prices are once again starting to take off. Number 15, theology books. Now, in Books and Brew, Sam is thumbing through The Birth of the Messiah. Now, that is this glorious volume. Look at that. Oh, and yeah, it smells so good. This was a set text for me at university, written by the theologian Raymond E. Brown, and I devoured it. It's all about sort of like the birth narratives in the Gospels, looking at how they are similar, how the differences, you know, what they mean for people. And there are also other works, one of them by the other named theologian in the story, Boslooper. So these remind us of the path that Sam had originally intended to pursue, that of a priest. Number 16, Stuart. From time to time, people I know ask, beg, and plead to be in my books. In Dark Justice, we had Tony Ashton, the then bar manager of the Gregson. In Bloodline, my drinking buddy, Brian Dootson, became the werewolf Chris Dootson. Here, Stuart is based upon longtime friend and fellow bookaholic, one Stuart Reynolds. Number 17, the Jaguar F-Type. It was only right that Ash had a car to suit her personality, and after much research, I decided on the Jaguar F-Type, as it looks both sleek, sexy, and classy. I also had to reference Inspector Morse here, as I'm a huge fan of the books. Also, worth noting is that in the earlier books, he actually drives a Lancia, not a Jag. Number 18, Fate. Whilst driving, Ashura comments on people having to do what grand fate throws at them, even angels. Certainly at this point in her long existence, she has come to accept that no matter what she does, her life is set on a certain path. Number 19, went shopping in Primark. Now, this is a direct reference to the last time we saw Ashura in Relics, the little short story, where Asmodeus finds her seducing a shop assistant in the high street shop because, well, she's bored. Number 20, the Old Pier Book Shop. The Old Pier Book Shop is a real bookshop on the seafront in Morecambe. I am a firm believer that it is the finest second-hand bookstore in the northwest of England. I'm very grateful to Tony, its owner, to allow me to use not only his premises, but also to have him appear in a cameo. Number 21, Ivor Cutler. When I asked Tony to appear as a cameo, I said I'd like him to first appear whilst reading a book, so I let him choose which one it would be. What would you have done if he'd chosen, you know, say, a Mills and Boon novel? Perfectly honest, I wouldn't have minded. I'm an open-minded kind of guy. As it is, he chose A Life in a Scotch Sitting Room, Volume 2 by Ivor Cutler, which happens to be my top 10 all-time favourite books. Not only this, but I had also written Generous Genie by this point, where Spliff is listening to a Scottish poet. Pure synchronicity. Number 22, Cursed Books. Some of the books I use in the Curse say a bit about me. I enjoy Jack Reacher. I love books on prehistory, and I don't really have much time for Harry Potter. Number 23, the number 7. Now, I did a lot of background reading for Fury, especially regarding the religious beliefs of the ancient Canaanites. To them, the number 7 was incredibly important. The examples that Ash quotes are all taken from Canaanite literature. The thing is, it even creeps into ancient Hebrew beliefs in the Bible. If you hunt hard enough, you will see the number 7 cropping up everywhere. The most famous one being in the creation in Genesis, where God rests on the 7th day. We get our concept of a week from this. If the number 10 had been special to Canaanites, perhaps we would have had a decimalised calendar. Number 24, the Bronze Age. On the way back to Lancaster, Sam and Ash chat about the Bronze Age, and Sam makes a very disparaging comment about them being backwards, which she quite rightly pulls him up on. Everything is relative. The Bronze Age was an explosion of technology with the use of harder and harder materials. Humanity really achieved incredible things then, and it should not be seen as a correlation to the Iron Age or even the modern age today. Number 25, the Tentacled Entity. This creature provides a parallel to the creature that possessed Ashley in the Distressed Demonic, in that it has come from another universe, somewhere outside of the 3 known realms. Now, Ashura is completely dismissive of any such possibility, saying that there are just the 3 realms and the abyss, nothing else. However, in this case, she is most definitely wrong. I hope you enjoyed those. Like I say, those are 25 little Easter eggs and things you might have missed in the case of the Bothersome Books. If you haven't done so already, please quick like, quick subscribe, and I'll see you next time.